With your permission, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, respected Director General, sir, respected Speaker, and our esteemed guests. We take the pleasure to welcome you all to 2024 first NM Public Lecture, which will be delivered by the renowned art historian, Professor Maruti Nandan Prasad Tiwari, sir. In his lecture titled Why Composite Images in Bharatiya Parampara and Kala, Sir will be discussing how Indian culture has basically been composite throughout in spirit and character, which are reflected in manifestation of Bharatiya Kala in the forms of composite images. But before I hand over the session to Sir, may I very quickly share about his body of work and contribution in the field of art and culture, and hopefully I am able to do justice to it, sir. Sir has headed the Department of History of Art in the Banaras Hindu University for 3 terms, and after his retirement, he was appointed as Professor Emeritus in the same department. Sir has a vast number of publications to his credit, which deals extensively on different aspects of Indian art and iconography, but more specifically on Jain art. His books include Jain Pratima Vigyan, Madhyakalin Bharatiya Murti Kala, Kashi ki Prachin Dev Murtiya, Elements of Jain Iconography, Ambika in Jain Art and Literature, Jain Art and Aesthetics, Jain Art and Architecture, the first volume of the encyclopedia. His academic pursuit and publications have brought him several honors, accolades, and recognitions, including the good pleasure of visiting the Rashtrapati Bhavan or the President's House on special invitation extended to Sir by 2 former Presidents of India, and they were Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharmaji, Dr. K.R. Narayan. Sir is also the recipient of various awards, including the Acharya Narendra Dev Purashkar by Hindi Sansthan Uttar Pradesh, the Indira Gandhi National Raj Bhasha Award, and the Hemchandra Acharya Award. Currently, Sir is working as a Tagore National Fellow, and he is also the Vice Chairman of Indian Art History Congress, Guwahati, Assam. Like I said in the beginning, well, the profile that I've shared right now is just the tip of the iceberg as far as his illustrious body of work is concerned. And sir, hopefully I've been able to include the major ones. May I now request and invite our Director General, sir, to please come on the stage to deliver his address. This will be followed by a floral presentation to the speaker by our Director General, sir. Requesting sir to please.
Respected Professor Maruti Nandan Prasad Tiwari, the guests invited for this lecture, dear colleagues of National Museum and ASI, it's my pleasure to welcome Professor Tiwari today in this hall for the first lecture of this year, the public lecture for this year. And Professor Tiwari will be speaking on composite sculptures of India. The composite sculptures, I think it is better Professor Tiwari will explain the details. But just as an introduction, I must tell that the Indian culture itself is a composite culture. There have been tendencies in Indian art which reflect the Indian society, where there was a system of coordination between different religious sects and art styles. Accordingly, the images of Harihar, which is half Shiva, half Vishnu, was taken into consideration. Different forms of Shiva connected with Surya and Brahma, they came out. Then different forms of Nar Narayan, and the image which you can see, Ardhanarishvara, Ardhanarishvara. So they all emerged, and they denote that the so many different art styles and artistic tendencies have been in the country with composite nature to make the entire environment as cordial between the religious sects, religions, and different aspects of society. So I would now request Professor Tiwari, who has been known to me for last around 50 years, and I remember the time when we were struggling in Banaras University. Of course, Tiwari Sahab, he had already a post with him. He was a lecturer in one of the postgraduate colleges. But as a researcher, he had to struggle, and at the same time, I was also struggling there. So he remained in the Department of History of Art in BHU. I joined archaeological survey. He has been very kind to us. He has been very kind to his students and research scholars, which is well-known fact. And these qualities are apart from his greatness, the great qualities of his scholarship, particularly in the field of art. So I must now request Professor Tiwari to please come over the dais and speak about the why composite or Samghat images in Bharatiya Parampara and Kala. Thank you.
My dear friend, Dr. Maniji, and friends and lovers of art and broadly speaking Indology present in the audience. I start with my greetings for New Year because it has just started. And let us all hope that everywhere there will be peace in the world, and that peace will come individually to each of us. I start with invocation. Invocation to Shiva. You can see the Shivling, which is from Kashi Vishweshwar temple, Shivling. Namaste Vishwanathaya Vishwarup Namostute. Namaste Shunyarupaya Lakshya Namostute. With this, I will divide my lecture cum interaction in three parts. First, I would try to discuss what role art in Indian context has to play. Was it merely for the purpose of visit? Was it merely for aesthetic appreciation? Was it merely for religious worship, the worship in the sanctum, the figures, the images of Shiva as Lingam or Ling form, Vishnu or any other deity, even the Jain and the Buddha? No, nothing beyond. The more important was the social purpose, because in course of development, first comes the people forming the society, living together with some norms, rites and rituals, some code of conduct, but collectively. And for guiding the society to lead the properly worldly life, the dharma or the religion was thought of, was introduced by the rishis, acharyas, munis, and different cults and sects, as we all know. Vedic Puranic tradition or Brahmanic tradition, now Hinduism, they themselves have dropped. And now Sanatan is certainly appropriate. Buddhism, Jainism. And then comes Kala. Whatever is in the society, the different activities, right from the religious to all sorts of worldly activities, with the religious activities of devotion, worship, having the images, temples, offering devotion, worship, was visually expressed or manifested in visual form in different forms of art. Either it could be temple, even in Buddhist Jain context, stupa, or images of different divinities belonging to Brahmanical or Buddhist or Jain faiths. So these all three are interconnected. So whenever we have to understand a piece of art, an image, an idol, a sculpture which is meant for worship, and even which is not meant for worship, like apsaras, dancers, day-to-day life, they all are meaningful. Nothing in Indian art was meaningless. And all kinds of such visual expressions in different forms of art, right from the sculpture, painting, and even in the form of the temples, they have some social messages as well. And out of several messages, one and very important was to keep the entire society united in perfect harmony, having a mutual cordial relationship. And how it was done, we will see through the composite images. And why the need was there to have such images in which two or more deities of the self-same cult or sect are shown together, either in one form, human form, or on one single pedestal, or deities of two different sects shown together. Harihara Surya Buddha is there. In case of the Jain images, the Jina Neminath is shown with Balaram and Vasudeva Krishna of the Vaishnava cult. Then the third aspect was that on a temple dedicated to Shiva or Vishnu, be it that the sanctum or the Garbhagriha has the image of Vishnu or even Shivaling in Shiv temple, but all along its outer walls we would find the figures of all other deities, including the deity to which the temple is being dedicated. And on Shiv temple we would find the figures of Vishnu, his incarnatory forms, scenes from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Brahma, Ashtadikpalas, so all other deities you would find. Means, in basic or core character, the temples, besides the point of their dedication to a particular deity, on the basis of which they are known as Shiv temple, Vishnu temple, were non-sectarian. This is very important. So at the very beginning, the message was that religion is not a force to divide the society, but to keep the society united in harmony, with cordial relationship, amicable relationship. And beyond that, there are temples. I will gradually show, then further explain, that we find that on Jain temple, the Brahmanical deities are carved. We have Osia in Rajasthan, Khajuraho, there is a Jain temple, Parshvanath, dedicated to Parshvanath, Jain Tirthankar, basically the temple being dedicated to first Tirthankar, Adinath, that is another point. On that temple, besides the Jin figures, Tirthankar figures, we find the figures of Vishnu, Lakshmi Narayan, Shiv, Uma Maheshwar, Agni with Kansa, Balaram, Revati. So this is something Ram and Sita. So this is very striking feature of Indian art, which visually represent and come as a model for us today, that how we should think in broad terms so far as the religion is concerned, and our thinking, narrow thinking that yes, I am Shaiva, I am devotee of Shiva only. So this exclusiveness was denied right from the very beginning to keep the society in harmony through religion and through the manifestation which is found in Indian images, sculptures and on Indian temples. And such images are found from Vidya Shankar Temple, Karnataka, Ellora. So this was not the feature confined only. But on the other hand, on Brahmanical temples at Khajuraho, Vidya Shankar Temple, Karnataka, at Bhubaneswar, at Osia, we find that on Brahmanical temples, the images of the Jain Tirthankaras are being shown. So it was reciprocal, mutual. So it was not merely a point of visit to look at. We should try to go beyond that with the inner meaning, deeper meaning and the intent कि उसके पीछे उद्देश्य क्या था, क्यों भारतीय कला में ऐसी मूर्तियां बनी जिनके लिए हम संघाट शब्द का प्रयोग करते हैं, कंपोजिट के लिए संयुक्त या समन्वय शब्द का प्रयोग करते हैं। ऐसी मूर्तियां क्यों बनी कि एक ही मूर्ति में आधा शिव आधा शक्ति, एक ही मूर्ति में आधे शिव आधे विष्णु। तो केवल देख लिया कि हरिहर है, नहीं, हरिहर का कॉन्सेप्ट आना क्यों पड़ा? तो इसका बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग वो आता है स्कंद पुराण में, और वो ये आता है कि देयर वाज ए पॉइंट व्हेन द शैवस एंड वैष्णवस डेवलप्ड सम काइंड ऑफ राइवलरी। इसका उदाहरण हमें मालूम है, साउथ इंडिया में मालूम है, और मैं अभी दिखाऊंगा कंपोजिट में भी वो राइवलरी रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाती है। आर्ट विजुअली और पूरे कंटेम्पोरेनिटी के साथ, समकालिकता के साथ उस काल की सोच को रिफ्लेक्ट करता है। तो दैट बिकम्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। उसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी अधिक होती है। तो जिस पीरियड में बना उसी पीरियड का रहेगा हमेशा, और उस पीरियड की बात वो प्रत्यक्ष करेगा। शास्त्र के साथ आगे पीछे हो सकता है डेट्स के लिए। उसके बाद ऐसी मूर्तियां मिली, एक ही मूर्ति में आप ब्राह्मण धर्म के जो 5 देवता हैं, द 5 डीटीज, शिव, विष्णु, शक्ति, गणेश और सूर्य, दे ऑल आर शोन टुगेदर। पंचदेव पूजन, 5 प्रिंसिपल कल्ट्स ऑफ ब्राह्मणिकल फेथ ऑफ वैदिक ट्रेडिशन, Vedic Puranic tradition. They are there. Such temples were made, Panchayatan temples. We find right from the Gupta period, 5th, 6th century. The first temple, Panchayatan temple, was the Dashavatar temple of Devgarh, which was the Vishnu temple. It's a misnomer. Several temples in India are misnomer. Sasbahu temple, Lakshmana temple, Dula Dev temple, so many that is another point. Then Osia, Panchayatan temple. Then Khajuraho, means in the center you will find the main temple enshrining the deity. It could be of Shiva. Then on its 4 corners you would find the small devalai or temple of respectively Vishnu, Shakti. In the form of Shakti, she could be Ambika, she could be Lakshmi sometimes, but mostly Ambika. Then Ganesh, and then Surya. So this sense of togetherness and harmony was carried right from the very beginning, and more vigorously from the point when they realized, the religious, the acharyas, the rishis, the munis, who were taking care of the society, Nowadays, things are not like that. Even the acharyas think mainly of their own sect and cult. They are caught in their own cult also. But they were broad-minded. They were thinking about the welfare of the entire society. So their thinking was altogether different. आज किसी भी धर्माचार्य को आप कहिए, उसे आप यू कैन आइडेंटिफाई, आप टैग लगा सकते हैं. अच्छा ये शिव को मानते हैं, शिव के पाशुपत संप्रदाय को मानते हैं, ये लिंगायत को मानते हैं, अरे ये श्वेतांबर है, अरे ये दिगंबर है, ये हीनयानी है, ये महायानी. नहीं, कोई टैग नहीं था. तो दैट वाज द ब्यूटी. और आज ग्लोबलाइजेशन के एज में हमारा जो ब्रॉड जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, वो कॉन्सेप्ट अपनी जगह पड़ा हुआ है, बट इन एक्चुअलिटी वी आर लिविंग विथ व्हाट थिंकिंग थॉट इज वेरी नैरो. वी हैव कन्फाइंड आवरसेल्फ. We are walking through the lanes, be it of religion, be it of art, be it of any kind of thinking. So that was there. And when the moment they realized that no, this religion and out of religion emergence of different cults and sects, they found that there emerged the gradual conflict because of the inferiority and superiority mutual. Mine is superior, yours is inferior. The Shiv Bhaktas are more important than the Vishnu Bhaktas. They have damaged the images also in South India. We have the evidences. To avert that, to overcome that, they thought of having such composite or Samghat or Sanyukta images to project, to show, first through the Shastra, then codified the form, and then in visual manifestation, which we are more faced with. शास्त्र हम एक बार पढ़ते हैं, मंदिर को एक बार देखते हैं, उसका इम्पैक्ट अधिक होता है. और उसमें जब हम 2 या 3 देवताओं को एक साथ देखते हैं तो उनको उनके भीतर जो भेद है वो अभेद में बदल जाता है. एंड हियर कम्स द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ अद्वैत. नाउ आई विल टेल यू, I also include such composite images in the composite character, wherein we find the reflections of rivalry, mutual rivalry. In Indian context, Brahmanical, we have the form of Sharbhesh, wherein Shiva, in a form of a leonine form, सिंह के रूप में कई पैरों वाले, और वो संहार करते हैं नरसिंह को. नरसिंह द इनकार्नेटरी फॉर्म ऑफ विष्णु. नाउ हियर कम्स हाउ टू स्टडी द बैकग्राउंड ऑफ टाइम एंड स्पेस. Sharbhesh images which are suggestive of the superiority of Shaivism over Vaishnavism, because the form of nursing is being subdued by Sharbhesh, the form of Shiva, was popular only in South India, and that too in Tamil Kshetra, in the region of Tamil Nadu, not outside that. And Tamil Nadu was the region, particularly during the time of the Cholas. अब ये देखिए, उसका पूरा हिस्टोरिकल आपको लेना पड़ेगा स्टडी में. उसको किसी आप यूनिवर्सलाइज नहीं करेंगी, उसको टाइम और स्पेस के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में जब देखेंगी तो आपको लगेगा कि यह फॉर्म तो केवल तमिलनाडु में चोल शासकों के समय में ही बना, और चोल शासकों के समय में सारे संघाट या समन्वय भाव की परंपरा के साथ ही यह बात भी कहीं न कहीं they could not go above the thought of the oneness of all, and they put their thought and they presented in images such forms wherein the superiority of Shaivism over Vaishnavism and other cults are shown, and one of such examples is Shaivism. Another example is, it comes from Buddhist context. बुद्धिज्म में हम तमाम ऐसे स्वरूप पाते हैं जैसे पर्ण शबरी, इट्स ए ट्राइबल गॉडेस, पर्ण शबरी, रोगों से संबंधित देवी हैं वो। उसके अलावा बोधिसत्व, हेरुक, मारीच, और भी देयर आर सेवरल Buddhist deities. They show in their representation very distinct expression of rivalry or contempt, अपमान of Brahmanical faith. क्या किया उन्होंने कि इन देवी या बौद्ध देवी देवताओं के मूर्तियों के पैरों के नीचे गणेश, ब्रह्मा, शिव, विष्णु को उनके पैरों के नीचे ऐसा दिखाया जैसे दे आर बीइंग ट्रेम्पल्ड बाय बुद्धिस्ट डिटीज। अगेन दिस वाज अनदर डायमेंशन, बट दैट दिस रिजल्टेड इनटू व्हाट? वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट, दिस स्टार्टेड ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ द 8th, 9th, 10th and up to 11th century, during the Palas particularly. And the result was that India was the country of tolerance, assimilation, interaction, and it was not accepted on Indian soil, and the result was, this was one of the reasons the way Buddhists took through those images, they projected it, that gradually Buddhism disappeared from India. After 11th century, we have very, very meager examples of Buddhist images and the existence of Buddhism. Very meager. While Jainism having always very cordial relationship, respectable relationship with Brahmanical faith, they continued like anything. So, because the basic Indian concept was, which we find in the Vedas, the Rig Veda says, Ekam Sat Vipra Baudha Vadanti. Again, Rig Veda says, Rupam Rupam Pratirupo Babhuva. The truth, ultimate, supreme soul, supreme being is one. It is by us, by the people, by the sages, that they see him in different forms and give different names. Rupam Rupam Pratirupo Babhuva. Now the he means the supreme being, Brahma, which is unseen, incomprehensible, जिसे आप देख नहीं सकते, जो इनविजिबल है. He himself transforms himself into different forms, multiplies. एको हम बहुश्यामा उपनिषद में आता है. Again, he himself becomes from one to many. सांख्य दर्शन में आता है कि जो परम तत्व है, द सुप्रीम सोल, परमात्मा जिसको कहते हैं, वह अदृश्य है, सर्वव्याप्त है, ऑमनी प्रेजेंट, ऑमनी पोटेंट, बट अनसीन बियॉन्ड कंप्रिहेंशन। और वो ही अपने आप को अनेक रूपों में व्यक्त करता है। और उपनिषद में आता है ईशावास्यमिदं सर्वम यत् किंचित जगत्याम जगत। मैं सिर्फ इसलिए कह रहा हूं कि भारतीय संस्कृति का जो मूल तत्व रहा है वो अद्वैत रहा है, नॉन डुअलिटी। क्योंकि द्वैत यानी आई कॉन्शियसनेस, मैं, और मैं की प्रधानता से द्वंद्व शुरू होता है, संघर्ष होता है। मैंने कहा, फिर दूसरा भी मैंने कहा, फिर मैंने कहा, तीन मैं हो गए तो कंफ्लिक्ट होगा। तो जब शैव हो गए, वैष्णव हो गए, सब कहते हैं कि हम शिव प्रधान है, विष्णु प्रधान है, और अलग अलग शास्त्रों में, अभिलेखों में आने लगा ये कि विष्णु ही सृष्टि, स्थिति और विलय के कर्ता हैं। ही इज द कॉज ऑफ क्रिएशन, प्रिजर्वेशन एंड डिसोल्यूशन। और शिव के लिए भी यही आने लगा। तो द्वंद्व होगा, भाई हमारे सही है कि आपके सही है। तो इसका मूल आप जब जाएंगे तो हमारी मूल संस्कृति में जो वननेस का कॉन्सेप्ट था, उसी ऋग्वेद की इस अवधारणा को शंकर ने 8वीं शताब्दी ईस्वी में, शंकराचार्य ने अद्वैत के रूप में फिर से प्रतिष्ठापित किया। अद्वैत यानी एक, और उस एक के भाव को ही ये सारी संयुक्त मूर्तियां अपने साथ लेके चलती। There is another text, Vishnu Dharmottar, very important, of about 6th century. और विष्णु धर्मोत्तर में आता है कि दो बातें आती हैं, और प्रकृति और विकृति। विष्णु धर्मोत्तर says it is prakriti which is supreme soul, beyond comprehension, invisible, अदृश्य है, सर्वशक्तिमान है, सर्वव्याप्त है, nominal, and that Shakti itself becomes Vikriti, phenomenal, when it multiplies itself into many. और हम नाम देते हैं शिव, विष्णु, हनुमान, तीर्थंकर, कोई तीर्थंकर में महावीर, बुद्ध, नेमिनाथ, और फिर इस मेनी में हम कहीं न कहीं किसी एक की श्रेष्ठता को लेकर, जो सुपेरियरिटी को लेकर के, आवर तीर्थंकर, आई वर्शिप नेमिनाथ, ही इज द सुप्रीम. अदर जैन will say no, I worship Mahavir, he is the supreme. I worship Vishnu, yes, he is the supreme. No, I worship this form of Vishnu, he is the supreme. And there will be conflict. And with conflict, no society can prosper or develop or could remain in peace, and the peace is the ultimate. Peace was the ultimate objective. इसलिए सभी धर्मों की प्रार्थना में अंत में जब होता है वो शांति की लिए शब्द से होता समाप्त. तो दिस वाज द वेरी पर्पस ऑफ हैविंग द कंपोजिट इमेजेस इन इंडियन ट्रेडिशन. कि कैसे हम समझाएं, शास्त्र में बताया, लेकिन वो बात नहीं पहुंचती है जब विजुअली वो सामने हम देखते हैं कि नो, I was fighting for the supremacy of Vishnu and he was fighting for the supremacy of Shiva, but here I find that Shiva and Vishnu are one. Shiva and Shakti are one. Visually जब देखते हैं तो उसका impact होता है सोसाइटी पर. और this was the purpose why the composite images were necessitated, were carved, were manifested in abundance. thousands and thousands across the country. Now I will go through the visuals, please. This I have already discussed, I think. This also I have discussed because Skanda Puran says that there was rivalry between the Shaivas and the Vaishnavas. And to overcome this and bring this both in harmony, they thought of having Harihar image or the Harihar form in Indian tradition. Next, please. This we have discussed. And one sentence very important is what Vivekananda says, I am the voice, not the form. हम जब अगर सामान्य दृष्टि से देखते हैं किसी भी प्रतिमा को, मूर्ति को, तो हम फॉर्म देखते हैं. वो मियर फॉर्म नहीं है कि सुंदर आभूषण है, सुंदर अलंकार है, सुंदर एट्रीब्यूट्स हैं, सुंदर प्रेजेंटेशन है. नो, बियॉन्ड दैट इज ए कॉन्सेप्ट that is being represented or that is being embodied in that particular form. उस ध्यान मूर्ति में, ऐसी मूर्ति को ध्यान मूर्ति कहते हैं. पहले वो कॉन्सेप्ट में आता है, फिर उसे कोडिफाई करते हैं शास्त्र में, शिल्प शास्त्र के रूप में, और तब उसे आर्ट में रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. और शिल्पी उस टेक्स्ट के फॉर्म को ध्यान में लेता है और ध्यान में लेकर के फिर उस मूर्ति को, इसीलिए उसे बिंब कहते हैं. बिंब, दैट इज द रिफ्लेक्शन of the original form. It is not the original form. All the images are conceptual forms. Because nobody can claim that he has seen Shiva. Nobody. I have seen Ram. I have seen Vishnu. I have seen Buddha. I have seen Mahavir. No. All the images are the conceptual form. The concept, what we think or know about that particular deity, is being transformed in a codified form and then transformed in the visual form as manifestation, visual manifestation. So this is the process. So next please. This also I have discussed how many forms we can have. Yes. Very apt and good verse from Raghuvansh. The very first shlok of first sarg is Vagartha viva sampriktau Vagartha pratipattaye Jagatah pitarau bande Parvati Parameshwara. Although it pertains to the figure of Ardhanarishvara, Parvati or Parameshwar, Shiva and Shakti, but it could be applied for all the syncretic or composite images, in which two or more deities are put together. And what the shlok says, they are inseparable like Vani and Earth. The speech, the words, and its meaning. Can we separate both? I am speaking something, the meaning itself is going to you. I am not doing two things together, but one is. So that way उपमा कालिदास से वाणी और अर्थ की तरह से संपृक्त हैं शिव और पार्वती, और वैसे ही अन्य फॉर्म में भी वो संपृक्त हैं. They are one. So this concept of oneness arising from Rig Veda and continuing up to the time of Shankaracharya, and then again continuing throughout. But nowadays I cannot say, because जो आचार्य हैं उनकी सोच कहीं न कहीं समन्वय के स्थान पर एक एक्सक्लूसिव लेके चलते हैं कि ये हमारा पंथ है, हमारे देवता हैं, और उन्हीं की श्रेष्ठता, हम उन्हीं की बात करेंगे. नहीं, ऐसा है ही नहीं. जाती रही भावना जैसी प्रभु मूरत देखती थी जैसी. पारी तुलसीदास वो ये कह गए उसमें इन्होंने कहानी की कौन श्रेष्ठ है? सिय राम मैं सब जग जानी, करहु प्रणाम जोर जुग पानी। सिय राम नाम है केवल, हम संपूर्ण जगत में सिय राम यानी वन है वो। हम केवल राम की पूजा करें और सीता को छोड़ दें, नहीं होगा। कहीं ना कहीं हम राम को पहचान नहीं पा रहे हैं। सिय राम मैं सब जग जानी, अकेली वंदना नहीं हो। So this inclusiveness was the basic character of Indian culture. Advait was the basic character. Ekam sat vipra bahudha vadanti was the character. And इसमें जब दोष आया व्यवहार में, आचरण में, और कल्ट कॉन्शियसनेस में कन्फ्लिक्ट सोशल शुरू हुआ, तो रिलीजन का उद्देश्य कन्फ्लिक्ट नहीं है, सोसाइटी एक हार्मनी में चले, साथ साथ चले, ये उद्देश्य है। तो स्वयं उस समय के धर्माचार्यों ने ऐसे मूर्तियों की अवधारणा दी। दे गिवन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ सच इमेजेस, एंड हियर कम्स द अर्धनारीश्वर, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट पॉपुलर फॉर्म्स। यू सी, right half of Shiva holding Trishul. This is called Varar Mudra, boon conferring gesture. Jata Mukut, matted hair of Shiva, Trishul, trident. And now you come, this masculine, now here comes the art appreciation. Yes, that is there. But that is not only, first is the message of oneness. Now you see, masculine. Here you see right from the eye, cheek, breast to waist. Yes, this you see, this feminine. This thickness of thigh, long dhoti. She is Parvati, and she is holding nothing else but darpan, mirror. पार्वती और लक्ष्मी दोनों को बहुत सुंदर कहा गया है, इसी के लिए भी कहते हैं पार्वती को नववधू के रूप में तुलना करते हैं, और नहीं तो बंगाल में तो लक्ष्मी माँ बोलते ही हैं लक्ष्मी के रूप में। तो वो है। अब पर्पस आप कहेंगे साहब ठीक है, ये दर्पण है, ये त्रिशूल है। अब हम एक्सप्लेन करें तो आपको घंटों में बताता रह जाऊंगा कि ये त्रिशूल केवल आपका एक एट्रीब्यूट वेपन नहीं है। What does it actually suggest? इसकी सिंबॉलिज्म क्या है? त्रि का कॉन्सेप्ट, सत्व रजतम, त्रिलोक, त्रिदेव, त्रिदोष, उस सब पर नियंत्रण शिव का है। और दर्पण तो इसलिए कि सौंदर्य की प्रतिमूर्ति है पार्वती, और सौंदर्य का पहला साक्षी और विटनेस होता है दर्पण। आप जब पूरी तरह से तैयार होते हैं तो उसके बाद हम आप भी सबसे पहले दर्पण के सामने खड़े होते हैं, यानी पहला साक्षी विटनेस वो है। तो वह दर्पण इनके हाथ में दिखा करके उस भाव को व्यक्त किया गया। और यहाँ वाहन है, ये पुरुष के रूप में नंदी को दिखाया गया है, यहाँ पुरुष के रूप में सिंह को दिखाया गया। एंड इट कम्स फ्रॉम, इट इज ऑलरेडी रिटन, कन्नौज इन उत्तर प्रदेश, 8th century. So not only iconographically, this 8th century image is just wonderful, beautiful, meaningful, but aesthetically also, artistically also, it excels the contemporary sculptural art. Next. Here also Ardhanarishvara, the same concept, Shiv, Shakti. Holding mirror, Shiv, Shakti holding mirror. In South India, you find instead of Trishul, the more popular was Parashu, battle axe. And here you find Shiv standing, just putting his one head or a hand over the head of Nandi. Wow. Here also the same. But what is the speciality? I told you that in Chol period, the Cholas in the whole of the Tamil Nadu, they were staunch Shaivas. You find mainly the Shaiva temples. So in their mind, the prominence or the superiority of Shiva was that much there that I have shown that they have thought of having Sharve's image, which was confined to that particular region, particular period. They thought of, even in the concept of Ardhanarishvara, in which Shiva and Shakti are one and the same, inseparable, they have separated and indicated the superiority of Shiva. How? This is the beauty. Shiva has been provided with two hands, while Parvati has been provided with only one hand. Here again, they have put it. And Mahmud says, Mahmud is 10th, 11th century text of Tamil Nadu. Three-armed, it speaks of three-armed Ardhanarishvara. Here also, one hand. So what other rationale or explanation could be? And I have also seen another, personally I have visited a number of sites. At Tanjore, one representation of Hariharapitamaha, Brahma, it should be Brahma, Vishnu, then Shiva. The creator, the preserver, Srishti, Sthiti, or Vilaya, dissolution, Shiva. But they have changed the order. Brahma, then in the center Shiva, and then third is Vishnu. This is one. Second, while it is Hariharapitamaha image, all the three should have been of the same size, of the same dimension. While the figure of Shiva has been shown longer than the two flanking figures of Brahma and Vishnu. So again that. So even in the very concept of syncretism or compositeness, which they knew, they could not refrain from showing the superiority of Shiva. So those images tells you visually they are the direct witness to such concepts, such thinking, which we can see endorsed by the text as well. Next. Third image, a number of such three-armed images. It is Nageshwar temple, Kumbakonam, 11th century. Here again, Darpan, three-armed, two-armed. In North India, never. Only four-armed or two-armed. Then one and one. Two means two and two. You see. This is from Varanasi. Kardameshwar temple of Shiva. Shiva, half is Shakti. And now, they have not only given the form, yes, this is the Ardhanarishvara and half, and Vagartha Samprito. No. They have explained it logically, make it feasible, logically acceptable. What they said? That once Shiva and Parvati was sitting in the Puranas, we find this story, and the worshipper of Shiva, Bhringi Rishi, wanted to make parikrama of Shiva. Only he was worshipper of Shiva. How could he do? Because Shiva and Parvati and Alika Mudra were sitting. Then he took the form of a कीड़े का रूप लिया उन्होंने, इंसेक्ट का, और उसमें से जाने लगे वो, बीच में से शिव का करके ऐसे करके. शिव को नो, क्योंकि वो तो क्या है, omniscient है वो, he knows everything. Then he thought of having some such form, and he thought that yes, such a staunch devotee and knowledgeable person like Bhringi Rishi is just trying to separate Shiva from Shakti. No, this is not proper. And he at once decided to get united in the form of Ardhanarishvara so that they become inseparable. Another thing, Brahma was proceeding with the creation. He found that the creation is not moving, is not proceeding. The work has stopped. He was perturbed what to do. Then Shiv appeared from his lalat, forehead, in the form of Ardhanarishvara to tell him, Brahma, that, and this is the concept of Mithun, very, very popular. Right from the Vedas we have the concept of Mithun. Dyava Prithvi से लेकर के मिथुन दो से ही बिजली चलेगी तो दो से चलेगी. केवल ह्यूमन स्पेसी का नहीं है कि स्त्री पुरुष हर जगह है. So this was not coming to the mind of Brahma, and then when he saw the form of Ardhanarishvara Shiva, he realized, oh, he should create both these spaces. And then came the Ardhanarishvara. So they have given the background, they have given the justified reasons for that. So nothing was done, was imaginary only, and for the sake of play or just joy or was just doing something. No. So whenever we come across any image, I am talking about the image, means the image of the deity. But even in the dancers, they represent the dance ways and modes of that particular period and the popularity of dance and music. So the purpose will always be there of any kind of representation, however big or small it is. Next, please. Harihara. I have told you Skanda Purana says. And another story is that once Shiva was very, very pleased or allured with the form, a handsome form of Vishnu, and he intended to unite with him as becoming inseparable. And that is related with the story of Samudra Manthan, when Vishnu took the form of Mohini to distract the demons, and there comes Harihara. It comes from Osia, Rajasthan, Jodhpur district. Just see beauty. Shiva. Jata Mukut, half is Kirit Mukut of Vishnu. Trishul, beautiful Trishul. Just you see. That is art aspect. Chakra, so beautiful. Sham. And another important point is that here the Gupta tradition of showing Ayudh Purush is being continued. Trishul Purush, Shankh Purush, with Vishnu. And Bull is of course there. So this is important. And how they are put in a niche, Rathika, means it shows their importance, the importance with what was given to them. Now, this early figure, therefore, you don't find the crowd of other figures in the Parikar. But this is a figure of 10th century from Khajuraho. Here you find the same thing, Shiva, Vishnu, Chakra, Trishul, Varad. This is broken but might have looks like Shankh. And here what happens? Bull and all, Garud is here. Here you find on the side of Shiva, Ganesh is there, Kartikeya is there. Another one form of Shiva, Vatuk is there. And here you find the incarnatory form of Vishnu. So this is how Buddha, the incarnatory form of Vishnu, as. So the number of figures increased in the Parikar. Parikar means the space around the main figure, the central figure, the Moola Nayak, the Mukhya Bindu. Next. Yes, Hariharapitamaha. This form is also called Dattatreya. सावित्री की कथा सबको मालूम है. उसमें है Either this form is shown in one form with 6 arms, 3 faces, indicating presence of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. But here all the 3 are shown individually, separately, but the image is one, so their oneness is suggested by way of the entire image being one. Brahma, Vishnu, proper order. It is in North India from Jabalpur, Nankeda, and it is in the Bhopal Museum. And Shiv. So, Srishti, Sthiti, Vilay. Creation, preservation, and dissolution. I won't say Samghar. That does not look me to be, because Samghar was not always just destroying. He punished Yam, he punished Kam. That cannot be termed as under Samghar form. Next, please. Yes. So different kinds of composite forms. Yes, Surya Narayan. We know in Vedic concept was what? Dwadash, out in the list of Dwadash Aditya, one was Narayan, Vishnu. So the form of Vishnu gradually emerged from Surya himself, and because of that he also wears kirit. Surya also wears. He also wears. This is Vanamala. He also wears. And here you see Surya. So long boot. This is Dand, Pingal, Kalam Dabar. 4 arms, 2 lotuses represent 2 arms for Surya, and Gada, Mace and Shankh for Vishnu. And the face and the Mukut stands for both. So composite image of Surya Narayan from Central India, Birla Museum. This is another very Hariharahiranyagarbha. The composite form of Surya with Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. 3 faces are there. The Brahma hai jo, which is not very well seen in the picture. Here is Shiva, and central face stands for both Surya and Vishnu, because both wear kirit mukut. Both had the royal appearance or countenance. So that is there. And attributes of 2 are clear, Surya, Vishnu. And here are Ashwini Kumaras, the 2 sons of Surya, जो रोगों को शांत करने वाले देवता हैं, अर्लीस्ट. उसके बाद ही धन्वंतरी आते हैं. अब कितना रेलिवेंट है, अब आप सोचिए. सूर्य का के पुत्र रोगों के शांति से जुड़े हुए, रोगों के देवता नहीं जैसे शीतला के लिए कहा जाता है. रोगों को they pacify the diseases, they remove the diseases, they eradicate the diseases. और हम लोग कहते हैं कि रोगों की देवी शीतला की. नो. तो सूर्य का देखिए आज भी क्या है, मेडिकल प्रॉपर्टी क्या है सूर्य की, हमको आपको मालूम है. विटामिन डी लीजिए, हड्डी आपकी मजबूत होगी. सूर्य 4 दिन आपको नहीं दिखता है, कितनी प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. तो और सूर्य के उस इम्पोर्टेंस के कारण ही सूर्य के परिवार में भी जो फैमिली, उनकी सबसे बड़ी फैमिली अगर पूछे इंडियन डिटीज में किसकी है तो सूर्य की है. यम भी उनके पुत्र हैं, यमुना भी उनके पुत्र हैं, शनि भी उनके पुत्र हैं, तो पुत्री हैं. तो यमुना पुत्री हैं और जिसको कहा जाए यम पुत्र हैं, तो शनि भी पुत्र हैं और ढेर सारा मनु भी उनके पुत्र हैं. तो इस बहुत बड़ा परिवार है सूर्य का. और उनके साथ सूर्य के साथ ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव को लेकर के, और यह मूर्ति है ओसियां. ओसियां राजस्थान का बहुत महत्वपूर्ण 8वीं से 10वीं शती ईस्वी का केंद्र था राजस्थान में, जहां कंपोजिट इमेजेस सर्वाधिक संख्या में आपको मिलेंगे और बहुत अच्छे स्वरूप में मिलेंगे. ये तो काफी खंडित है. नेक्स्ट, ये कुछ लाइन ड्राइंग्स हमने लिए. डॉक्टर एन पी जोशी जी की एक पुस्तक आई है रेयर इमेजेस पर, जिसमें अब आप देखें विष्णु और कुबेर, गदा विष्णु, मान ले चक्र माने या पद्म माने, पद्म भी होता विष्णु के हाथ में। ये देखिए ये पर्स है, नकुलक, मॉन्गूज स्किन पर्स, नेवले के चमड़े से बना हुआ पर्स, मॉन्गूज स्किन पर्स, कोटा राजस्थान से। ये सूर्य शिव, मार्तंड भैरव बोलते हैं तो भी बोलते हैं, सूर्य त्रिशूल शिव, लॉस एंजलिस में है। और लाइन ड्राइंग जोशी जी को मैं एक्नॉलेज करता हूँ, जो अद्भुत विद्वान थे, पुराणिक आइकोनोग्राफी और टेक्सचुअल सपोर्ट को एक्सप्लेन करने वाले। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। मैंने आपको बताया कि पंचदेव पूजन वह भी एक प्रकार से कलेक्टिव सारे देवताओं को एक जगह ला करके पूजने की बात है। ये देखिए, ये इसको कहते हैं उमालिंगन शिव मूर्ति, या दूसरे में उमा महेश्वर कहें, जो शिव पार्वती का आलिंगन करते हैं, शिवलिंग। ये आसाम स्टेट म्यूजियम में है। अब यहाँ भी शिवलिंग। अब ऊपर आप देखें, शुरू हो गए गणेश, शक्ति, गोधा पार्वती, ये है सूर्य, सॉरी विष्णु, और ये है सूर्य। तो पांचों जो पंचदेव पूजन पट के रूप में इसको आप कह सकते हैं, जिसके केंद्र में हुआ महेश्वर को। और आपको आश्चर्य होगा कि काशी में तो मैं जानता हूं, बाहर आपको देखना है कि काशी के में शिव मंदिरों की प्रधानता है, शिव का क्षेत्र था, शिव का केंद्र था। आप किसी मंदिर में जाएं, गर्भगृह में शिवलिंग होगा, और गर्भगृह में खड़े होकर के गर्भगृह के चारों ओर की भीतर की दीवारों पर आप निगाह घुमाएं तो चारों ओर यही चार देवता होंगे। एक और सूर्य का कोई स्वरूप होगा, एक शक्ति का, वो अन्नपूर्णा भी हो सकती है, दूसरी ओर विष्णु होंगे, और तीसरी ओर, चौथी ओर गणेश होंगे। तो पंचदेव शिव का मंदिर है, शिव की प्रधानता है, फिर भी उस समन्वय भाव की अभिव्यक्ति को वो नहीं भूले, क्योंकि वो नितांत आवश्यक है कि कहीं केवल शिव की श्रेष्ठता के भाव का संक्रमण न हो जाए। वो एक बीमारी है, एक धार्मिक बीमारी है, और जिससे हम सब ग्रसित हो जाते हैं। उसका परिहार करने के लिए ऐसे मूर्तियों की परिकल्पना की गई। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। ये काशी में आदि केशव मंदिर है, अंतिम वैष्णव घाट। वहां देखिए पंच देव वाहन पट्ट है, ये है तो 18वीं शती का। ये देखिए मूषक यानी गणेश, अश्व यानी सूर्य, सिंह यानी शक्ति, बुल यानी शिव, गरुड़ यानी विष्णु। और उसमें जब आप देखें कि चूंकि वो कहीं आदि केशव यानी वैष्णव मंदिर है, वैष्णव प्रधानता है, इसलिए आप इसके आकार को अपेक्षाकृत बड़ा देखें। तो उसमें भी हमारे भीतर इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग उसका बेस है कि किसी देवता की श्रेष्ठता की मान्यता का, कि उसकी अभिव्यक्ति में आप ये देख लेते हैं। नेक्स्ट प्लीज। उमा महेश्वर, शिव पार्वती है। ऐसी मूर्तियों में समन्वय कैसे दिखाया कि शिव का है, पार्वती का है, ठीक है। ऊपर आपको एक और ब्रह्मा और एक और, जो इसमें नहीं आ रहे यहाँ, वो विष्णु दिखाई जाएंगे। ब्रह्मा की मूर्ति है तो एक और विष्णु, एक और शिव। विष्णु की मूर्ति एक और ब्रह्मा, ऊपर टॉप पर एक और वो आपके शिव दिखाई जाएंगे। तो इस बड़े अलग अलग फॉर्मेट में बार बार ऐसे स्वरूपों को अभिव्यक्त किया गया, जहाँ कहीं न कहीं धार्मिक समन्वय का भाव उन मूर्तियों से, कला से व्यक्त हो, और हमारी आपकी समझ में ये जरूर रहे कि हम पूजा भले शिव की करें, लेकिन उसमें कहीं ये नहीं हो कि उपेक्षा नहीं होनी चाहिए, इसलिए सबकी उपस्थिति दिखाते हैं। और भी गणेश हैं, कार्तिकेय हैं, सब है। नेक्स्ट। ये बड़ा विशिष्ट पट्ट है, ये कुछ लोगों ने देखा भी होगा, ये मैंने उससे लिया है, जैन बनर्जी जी की किताब से। और इसमें ये नॉर्थ आर्कोट कावेरी पक्कम से है, तमिलनाडु से। ये देखिए, गणेश, ब्रह्मा, नरसिंह, शिवलिंग, विष्णु लक्ष्मी, उमा महेश्वर, श्रीवत्स प्रतीक के रूप में, और महेश्वरनी, यानी ढेर सारे देवताओं को कलेक्टिवली एक मूर्ति में दिखला करके भारतीय परंपरा के समभाव, समावेशी स्वरूप, इंक्लूसिवनेस को दे हैव शोन कि हाउ इंडियन आर्ट थ्रू द इंक्लूसिवनेस they have expressed the core concept of Indian tradition, Indian culture, of oneness of all. Next. जैन उसमें भी आता है, केवल ऐसा कि नहीं ब्राह्मणिकल बने। ये देखिए, एक जैन मूर्ति है, कुषाण काल में बनी, ये उसके बाद की है। इसको प्रतिमा सर्वतोभद्रिका या चौमुखी कहते हैं। चारों ओर 4 अलग अलग तीर्थंकर बने, ये पार्श्वनाथ है, 1 2 3, एक उसके पीछे, उसमें 1 2 3 पीछे। When 4 different Tirthankaras sitting or standing are put together in one image, that becomes the composite. तो कंपोजिट इमेज इंडियन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी, ब्राह्मणिकल कॉन्सेप्ट में भी कुषाण काल से बनना शुरू होता है, और जैन कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी कुषाण काल से ही मूर्तियां बनने लगती हैं। और उसका एक बहुत सुंदर उदाहरण है, वो है प्रतिमा सर्वतोभद्रिका। आपको नेक्स्ट 4 की जगह 2 को साथ दिखाया। ये ब्रिटिश म्यूजियम में है, ऋषभनाथ और ये महावीर, बहुत सुंदर कलात्मक मूर्ति देखो। दूसरा मैंने बताया कि देखिए, ये नेमिनाथ है, इनका लांछन और द कॉग्निजेंस और द एम्ब्लेम इज लॉस्ट, but we can identify even in the absence of he is Jin because of the Trikshatra and Shrivatsa. Okay, but what is the identification? Identification is that he is Neminath because we find the figure of Balaram, Haldhar Balaram having snake canopy, and Vasudeva Krishna, forearm having Chakra, Shankh, Gada. Vaishnava affiliation. Next, please. Temples, Parshna Jain temple, but I have just told you that we find the representation of next slide, next slide. Yes. Parshna on the outer facade of the Parshna Jain temple, I underline, Lakshmi Narayan, Anjana, Vyal, then Balaram Revati, Shiv, and likewise even the Kam and Rati are represented, Ram and Sita are represented. So this is how the Indian temples, Indian art is to be understood. It is to be understood as the main expression of the Indian concept of harmony, Indian concept of reconciliation, Indian concept of oneness. Next, please. Yes. 2 Vaishnava themes, and these come from Vimalvasi, the Jain temple. Krishna, Pitambardhari, he is playing Holi, the festival of color, with Gopikas. ये पिचकारी नहीं होती थी, उसे हर्षचरित में इट इज रेफर्ड कनक श्रृंग कोश। गाय की सींग को हॉलो करके सोने का वो बनाते थे, उसमें रंग भर के ऐसे फेंकते, गोपी, and it is on the Jain temple, Vaishnava theme. So this was harmony, this was reconciliation, and one of the best figures of Sthor Narsingh, the ferocious form of Narsingh killing Hiranyakashipu, is found or carved in the ceiling of the Vimalvasahi Jain temple, Rajasthan. So this was the beauty of Indian art throughout. We just go and see and just come back. No. We should understand the very spirit and also inculcate that spirit. कि अभी हमको क्या इससे लेना चाहिए, इंस्पिरेशन. नेक्स्ट, another example. This is in National Museum itself. Narsingh Dev, the builder, who built this great sun temple of Konark, 13th century. And he is standing and worshipping what? Shivling, Jagannath, Durga Maheshmardini. Means, besides Sun Temple of Konark, Lingaraj, Jagannath Mandir of Puri, and Jajpur Temple of Shakti. 4 main temples and the principal deities in those temples are put together and being worshipped by a Surya Upasak, Surya Puja. So that was the duty. If the Raja is observing this, through this representation, what inspiration we can have? If some king is doing that, he has built such a great sun temple, and he is worshipping altogether 3 other deities, means it's an inspiration. Next. This is in National Museum, Harihar. This is very late, but Harihar in Assam State Museum. Next. Parnshabari Buddhist goddess, tribal. Rog Nivarini, I will call, not the god of. She removes, and because of that, you can see Parnshabari. Different, the dress she is wearing is made of the leaves. Dhanush, Ban, and under her feet are 2 male figures having different diseases. Shitla Rog bhi usme ek hai. And those are trampled by the goddess, means she is removing the wound. And because of that, how they used to make the entire representation very relevant. You see, Ashwini Kumar, and another is riding on a donkey, is Shitala. Both associated with diseases. And here is Ganesh under the feet. So such images showing the rivalry or the contempt in Buddhist context could not be admired, could not be accepted in Indian society. And because of that, the Buddhism had to give a heavy payment for that. Next, please. Next. Yes, it was not merely in sculptures but also in painting. The paintings is with the courtesy of the National Museum, the DG present over here. You see Ardhanarishvara from Rajasthan, 13th century. Shiv Shakti. And it is Harihar, but I do not know why it is vice. It's not opposite. It is shown that on the right is Vishnu or Krishna form, and on the left is Shiv. फिगर में गलती हुई है, ऐसा है ही ये, तो ये गलत बना हुआ है, क्योंकि शिव हैज टू बी देयर, क्योंकि उसका अर्थ ही दूसरा है ना. जब भी कृष्ण या विष्णु के रूप में दिखाएं या कृष्ण दिखाएं, उनका कैरेक्टर ही दूसरा है, पर्पज ही दूसरा है. बट दैट एनीवे द आर्टिस्ट हैज शोन, पेंटर हैज शोन, एंड वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट एज इट इज, बट स्टिल इट्स ए कंपोजिट. So I think with this I conclude with the final sentence that Indian culture has, right from the Vedic times, was inclusive, Advait form, and different forms of the gods and goddesses who sometimes bring us into clash with each other, was man-made, was intended, and to avoid that, it was thought of having such figures of Samghat for syncretic images, composite images, as you have seen, so that we can get into the basic spirit of Indian culture and tradition. Thank you very much.
It's now open to questions, so maybe we'll just take 3 questions. Just raise your hand and Sudhir will bring the mic to you.
Good evening, sir. Sir, my name is Aditya. I'm from College of Vocational Studies, University of Delhi. I'm a history undergrad. मेरा क्वेश्चन बेसिकली रिलेटेड था फ्रॉम एंशिएंट इजिप्ट, जहाँ पे हम हेरोग्लिफ्स देखते हैं जिसमें उनके जो डिफरेंट गॉड्स होते हैं लाइक अमुन एंड रा, दे आर शोन टुगेदर इन इमेजेस।
थोड़ा सा दूर करके बोले, साफ नहीं आ रही आवाज।
सर अब क्लियर है?
हाँ बोले।
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन बेसिकली इस कंसेप्ट को, जो कंपोजिट इमेजरी है, इस कंसेप्ट को इजिप्ट से रिलेट करता हुआ था, एंशिएंट इजिप्ट से, जहाँ पे हम उनके जो डिपिक्शंस होते हैं उनके डिफरेंट गॉड्स के लाइक अमुन एंड रा, वी सी देम टुगेदर इन हेरोग्लिफ्स, जिसमें कि डिफरेंट मिथ्स और स्टोरी बताई जा रही है, जिसमें उन्हें साथ में दिखाया जा रहा है इन सबको। तो सर क्या हम उससे एक टाइप ऑफ कंपोजिट इमेजरी कंसिडर कर सकते हैं, और एंड डज इट शो एनी काइंड ऑफ कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियसनेस बिटवीन द इंडियन कल्चर एंड द एंशिएंट इजिप्शियन कल्चर?
We should not think in terms of copyright of certain thought or concept. Concepts are universal. I tell you, सत्य ही ईश्वर है, सत्यान नास्ति परो धर्म. In English what we say? Truth is God. How will you explain? किसने किससे लिया? Why should we always think in terms of borrowing or sharing? Can't we think in terms of that simultaneously two good things come into the mind of the people, of the sages, or who are leading the society together and get their expression in art? I think the time has come when we should drop thinking in that term, that whenever two things are there alike, we start thinking that where from it was borrowed, this way or that way. So I think it was there, it is here, and it has full analytical conceptual background with the reason I have told you throughout, and that concept came into being, and for what? Only to that extent. Compositeness in terms of showing the Samghat Pashu forms, bird forms, Ihamrig, they were there. The Vyalas, they were there. Ihamrig, you know? Fish and Makar together, one in one form. So that was very much there, but reference to that is also in the Vedas. So why should we not go to the Vedas and find our own origin? If the origin is there, the concept is there. Why should we always run after that? Oh, this could have been come from here. अभी गाय कहाँ पहले घास खाई है? आप इस पर कहें सबसे पहले तो घास वहां मिला है, तो गाय ने वही घास खाया होगा, कैसे होगा? गाय जब देगी दूध देगी, गाय जब खाएगी घास खाएगी. तो मेथोडोलॉजी में आपको एक ब्रेक करने की जरूरत है. अभी जो मेथोडोलॉजी आपको वेस्टर्न उससे दिया गया है. Do you get my point?